All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful and, honestly, most respected open-source databases on the planet, PostgreSQL. From its pretty wild academic roots all the way to its global takeover, this is the story of a database that was built on pure innovation and integrity.
You probably don't see it, but there's a really good chance it's powering the apps and services you're using every single day. It's this true unseen giant, a foundational piece of the entire modern internet. So how in the world did it get here? Okay, let's dive into this.
Our story kicks off not in some fancy corporate boardroom, but in the halls of a university. The University of California, Berkeley, to be exact. It started with a project that was trying to completely rethink what a database could even be.
And here's our starting point. The year is 1986, and Professor Michael Stonebreaker, who's a total legend in the database world, he kicks off this brand new research project. And this wasn't just some minor update, it was a revolution in the making.
Now, it's really important to get this. Postgres didn't just appear out of thin air. It was actually the successor to an earlier project called Ingress, but its goal was way more ambitious. It was designed to create a database that could actually understand complex objects and rules, not just your simple rows and columns.
And listen, this was no small-time university project. It had major funding from huge organizations like DARPA. The goal was crystal clear from day one. Build a database that was powerful, super flexible, and could handle the complex data of the future.
So, the project was a success, but to really reach the rest of the world, it had to evolve. This next chapter is all about a really critical transformation, a new name, and a new direction that would basically define its entire future.
Okay, so the key changes happened right in the mid-90s. In 1995, a couple of developers added support for the SQL query language, which was a huge step. It made it accessible to a much wider audience. Then, just a year later, it was officially renamed PostgreSQL, a perfect blend of its Postgres past and its SQL-powered future.
And that led to this absolutely crucial decision. By releasing the whole project under a permissive open-source license, the team basically invited developers from all over the globe to contribute, to innovate, and to build on its foundation. This was the moment it became a true community project.
So what exactly made PostgreSQL so special under the hood? I mean, it wasn't just another database. It was a whole new category, an object relational powerhouse.
The core concept here is basically getting the best of both worlds. At the time, this was completely revolutionary. See, other databases forced you to flatten all your complex, real-world information into these simple little tables. But PostgreSQL, it let you define your own data types, so you could store things like geometric shapes or scientific data just as they are, not some messy collection of rows.
And this whole design philosophy, it unlocks some incredible features. Take MVCC, or Multi-Version Concurrency Control. It brilliantly solved the problem of having tons of people accessing data at the same time. Instead of locking everyone out while one person makes a change, it just lets readers see a perfect snapshot of the data from a moment before. No more waiting. And its extension system, which gave us things like PostGIS for mapping data, made it just infinitely adaptable.
The technology was brilliant, for sure. But the real secret to PostgreSQL's long-term success, well, it wasn't just in the code. It was in the people, the global community that built it and, more importantly, sustained it.
And this is where PostgreSQL really, truly stands apart. Unlike databases that are controlled by a single company, its direction is shaped by this diverse group of contributors. And that keeps it independent, open, and focused purely on creating the best possible database for its users, not just for shareholders.
And you might be wondering, does this community-driven model actually work? Oh yeah, it works. The proof is in its incredible adoption across pretty much every industry, from tiny, agile startups to governments and massive enterprises.
Just look at this list. We're talking tech giants like Apple and Reddit, the US government, and, oh yeah, all the major cloud providers, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. They all rely on PostgreSQL for their most critical applications. I mean, that's a serious vote of confidence.
But this story isn't just stuck in the past. Not at all. A huge part of PostgreSQL's DNA is this drive for continuous evolution. It's always adapting, always improving, and always pushing the boundaries of what a database can do.
And that evolution is happening right now. The community is constantly adding these cutting-edge features, like native support for JSON data, the ability to run queries in parallel for these massive speed boosts, and advanced replication. These are the things that keep it at the very forefront of technology.
And because of all this constant innovation, it's become the go-to choice for the most demanding modern workloads.
We're talking large-scale analytics, financial time series data, advanced mapping, and even powering AI applications. It's just incredibly versatile.
So ultimately, it really comes down to this perfect balance. It's rock solid and reliable enough for the biggest companies in the world, yet it's innovative and flexible enough for the most agile startups. That right there, that's the magic of PostgreSQL.
So, from a small research project at Berkeley to a global standard, PostgreSQL has always been about enabling developers to build amazing things. It's a tool built on a foundation of integrity and a true spirit of innovation. The only question left is, what are we going to build with it next?